Welcome to another edition of the Noles Podcast. I am your host, Gregory McCoy. This podcast is by a fan for fans. I am not a journalist. I am not a reporter. I am not an insider. I do not work for a website. The majority of my content comes from me and my opinion. Other information comes from the internet. Today is November 20th, 2021, and this is a reaction to the win over Boston College. Very poor offensive play calling in the second half. Very undisciplined in the second half. I'm glad we got the win. I'm glad, we're able to go into this Florida game next week and have an opportunity to be bowl eligible. But every game the last several weeks has been the same. The offensive play calling goes stale in the second half. And, that's going to come back to bite you. I just hope it doesn't in this Florida game. I noticed a trend that they like to put Brownlee on the best receiver. I don't think he's the best cornerback on our team. So I wouldn't make that move. He's not a cover corner. He's more like a physical, run support corner. And that's what I would do. That's just my opinion. Kalen DeLoach had a hell of a game. Overall, glad to get the win. Glad to possibly get to 500 on the year next week. The Florida game is going to be a big game. But you got to cut down on the mistakes. A lot of the calls, and the ACC referees are terrible. Let's just call it what it is. They made some real horrible calls in this game. But, for the second week in a row, I see that if you give Jordan Travis time to throw, he makes plays. So, and I guess you could say that for any quarterback. If you give him time to throw, he can make plays. But it was just like the offensive play calling was basically, we're trying to hang on to win. We're not trying to be aggressive and, destroy these guys. I will give Mike Norvell credit for his clock management at the end of the game, not giving the ball back to Boston College. But we got some things we got to shore up on, all phases of the game, man. By no means has Florida State played a complete game yet. So I hope, next week we're saving our complete game for the Gators. But, they, regardless of how their coach is doing, Mullen, they still got some players. They're still a more talented team than Florida State. It's just the outside stuff may give us a chance to win that game, but just overall, first half was superb. You dominated this team in the first half. Second half, lack of focus, penalties. Adam Fuller goes from 2 high safeties to 1 high safety, and Zay Flowers gets the touchdown over Brownlee. Brownlee is improved, but again, like I said earlier, he cannot cover the best receiver on the opposing team. I would give that to Cooper. I think Cooper or Noles are your best corners right now. And, I'm trying to figure out why Brandon Gant, man, they moved him. I guess they moved him to linebacker, but it just ain't clicking, man. A great game by the defensive line. In the first half, they played okay in the second half. Offensive line was good in the first half, horrible in the second half. And Boston College was getting off in the running game. Both of their running backs are explosive. So I don't know why. I don't even see why they came out passing the ball like that in the first half. If they was gonna gash, they could have been gashing Florida State in the first half, like they did in the second half. It would have been a possibly a win. I mean, it was a close win, a close game anyway. But I don't know. But we got a long way to go, man. But again, glad to get the victory. We got a lot of things we got to work on. Nowhere to go but up from here, man. Again, penalties, lack of focus, stale offensive play calling in the first half. It's just like it's no adjustments. Whether they're up or down, it's just like, but I'm really sounding like we lost the game, but I feel like we almost lost this game. Well, we almost did lose this game. So, again, glad to get the win. Go Noles. Thank you for listening.